So today is the Yahrzeit, the Hilula, or the day of passing of the Alter Rebbe, the first Rebbe of Chabad, or Shnei Zalman of Liadi. And I just wanted to share something short. These days, actually, in Tanya, there's, I think, a beautiful message. Basically, it talks about a Beinoni, right? A Beinoni is somebody who is not a saint, he's not a tzaddik, but defines a Beinoni as somebody who controls, who's in control, somebody who can master the evil urges that he may have, because he has evil urges. That's right. He has a Yetzer Tov, he has a Neshama, and he also has a beast inside him. And what makes him different, what makes him not wicked even for a moment, is that every single moment he's taking over, and he rules over his body and doesn't allow the beast, which is the beast basically just wants to fulfill its own desires and run after every single pleasure of the world, whether it's permissible or prohibited. So one of the things that I learned today in the Tanya, written by the Alter Rebbe, is that he says one of the things that a Beinoni, this person who never sins, right? One of the things that he needs to do, one of the things that's required of him, and what this means really is required of every single person, every single Jew, because if I'm told if something is a sin, it means I shouldn't do it. And if God is expecting me not to do it, it means that I'm totally capable of not doing it. And so what's being said here is, when a person, when let's say he has a thought of resentment or jealousy come into his mind, because again, it's not a person's fault if initially a thought pops into their head, because that's just coming from the evil's inclination within the person. And that's something that was given to him by God. It's not something he chose. And so therefore that gives its little voice, right? Comes and tells the person, hey, that's so annoying, or, that person just did that, and that's, offensive, and you should be angry because of that. And you go ahead and you say, well, what's my responsibility? What do I need to do, regardless of what that person did? And I think that's such a powerful thing, because it's so empowering, right? A person could look at this and say one out of two things. A person could think, what do you mean? This person just did something so wrong to me. How can you expect me to not be angry, right? And that's saying, I'm only human, right? These are my limitations, and just holding on to limitations. That's one response to this. Or you can come with a totally different approach and say, wow, that's so empowering. That is literally, this means that I have the power. The fact that God asked me to do this means I am given the power not to react to my emotions, right? I'm given the power to be bigger than this thing that's happening to me. And that means, that basically gives you superpowers, right? The second you accept that responsibility, the second you put yourself in that place, you're given the power, you're given the strength, the tools to deal with that. And there's this thing, I think it comes from Spider-Man originally, but we're gonna change it, right? It says, with great power comes great responsibility. The truth is, I think that with great responsibility comes great power, right? Because I'm responsible to react in a certain way, therefore, it must be that I have the power to do it.